So this week, it's been kind of like my energy's been really kind of low this week. I think it's because of traveling. The time difference definitely gets to me. And yeah, so I'm kind of a little tired, still adjusting to the West Coast time, but really happy to be back. The weather here in Portland so beautiful. So I'd like you to focus your energy on the cards. And as I shuffle, just set your intention, take a deep breath, set an intention. And I ask divine or spirit guides for some clarity, things that we could focus on this week for the better of ourselves and the world around us, and with unconditional love and, yeah, some guidance overall. Ooh. Okay. So when they're popping out like that, just kind of means spirit is telling us that there's a lot to be said. So we have, and where we are now, we have strength. And strength, you see a woman in a white robe adorned in roses holding open the mouth of a lion. And this strength is about gentle strength, the more kind strength, when we're able to get people to, we're able to influence with gentleness and kindness, and influence with authenticity, and yeah, just very gentle, calm energy about this card. Yeah, it's still fiery. It's still definitely a fiery card. So the things that I think about here is like what in my life that I'm maybe approaching aggressively that could be changed if I'm not getting any results. So that's something to think about here. So, if I'm driving and I have road rage or something, how can I go about, because that's never helping anyone. But it feels good sometimes. So like, what can I do instead that can help me gently get through the anger? And I don't want to like train myself to be angry, and that's like a big thing that I'm trying to work on. So like, how can I approach life with a gentle strength? Okay, so let's see here. What challenges us? The King of Cups. And the King of Cups is an authority figure of his emotions and his relationships and his intuition. So he's definitely able to show his power through relationships, through connecting with people, through connection, through being able to be open, and again with the authenticity, having people come to this person when they need to like get something off their chest, or maybe even to convey emotions in a way. So and what challenges us, like, how are we able to be that authority with our emotions and within our relationships? And how can we show that we're taking care of people and we're really nurturing and reaching out and kind of being proactive about or caring for our relationships? So that's in a way a challenge for us to like focus on in this week. Like, how can we challenge ourselves to do that? I really love like how around him the water is kind of all crazy and there's all these waves, and that he just seems like super chill. Like he's like, yeah, happy as a clam, just drinking out of his big cup and just chilling there. So he has this like calm energy about him, definitely. And again, with this gentle strength, like this calm energy and gentle strength. Like this could be like how we can really take action on this. And our recommended action is the Two of Swords. And the Two of Swords in reverse. So we have this person holding two swords up, cross, like, and blindfolded. So this person is at like a stalemate, like they've come to a decision, and it's like they're almost like they can't decide, and they're blinding themselves and kind of like holding up guard until they're able to figure out what decision they want to make. But it's kind of like this snake eating its tail kind of thing. But like if you can't see what's going on, or you're blinding yourself to the situation, or like maybe even ignoring it, or like not wanting to really see the truth of it, it's like we can't move forward. It's always going to be like sitting there like with our arms up. So the and internally, when it's in reverse, so it's like, what internally are we not letting ourselves see, and what is it that we're not letting our, like, what is the decision that we need to make, like, and how can we feel safe and feel comfortable enough to like take off the blindfold. And sometimes it's like, it could be a decision, yes, and it's like you have to like reverse engineer, like almost like, okay, how can I take this one step at a time, and like how can I envision, like if it's something like you're afraid of failing or something, like it might be nice to envision like, okay, what's the worst thing that can happen in a situation? Oh, like if I buy this house or something and it just doesn't work out, like, like, okay, like I'd have to sell it and all this stuff. Kind of like walk yourself through it, and then maybe even like go back and then just, like really think about it, strategize, and like, I'm not trying to say like focus on just the bad things, but it's nice to like be like, oh, okay, that's not so bad. Like I can land on my feet, and therefore like, okay, let's look at what's in reality, what the actual evidence is, and hopefully we can kind of like take baby steps and baby actions. And yeah, I've been finding that I did this chart today, and I really found that to be helpful. Like it was I just kind of like made a little chart about like costs of some things, and like the amount of people that would want this these ideas that I've been having, like how many people would like that, and how, and I kind of just like plotted everything out, and it was like really nice, like decision, like to kind of see it on like visually for me on a chart. So like something like that, something that you can kind of, use a piece of paper and a pen and just scratch it out and just like see it, like the theory out there and on your paper really helped me. So something like that. And then the star kind of popped out, and the star is definitely about hope. So we have this woman, and she's naked, and the whole idea is that like when you're naked, you're bearing yourself, you're vulnerable, you are also, and she seems like she's comfortable too. She seems very happy, so she's in her natural state. And this card just reminds me also of nature. So much beauty in nature. It kind of makes me want to go hiking, get back out to nature and like be in the quiet. And like I said earlier, like I was traveling and I'm really tired and feeling like my energy has been really low. And for me, this card is saying, go for a hike, go spend some time out in nature, like go to a waterfall. Like I'm seeing this, and it's like, oh, that like being in some cool water would feel so nice. And she's got, she's pouring one pitcher of water into a pond and one onto land. And it's almost like temperance. It reminds me of temperance, like the card temperance, where it's almost like coming, when you're tempering something, you're bringing it to like a temperature that is like, if it's hot and it's cold, it's now lukewarm, almost something to like really be able to step into. So this is definitely about hope, and for me right now, it's saying get back into nature. So yeah, I'm looking at these cards, and it's really interesting how I'll hold these up. So, ooh. So, like, if you see strength in the star, it almost looks like they're in the same position. And it's just kind of a nice little composition where they're looking down and kind of using a lot of beauty, a lot of this internal beauty, this strength, this gentle strength, like I said, to kind of get through whatever we need to do, approaching it in a very I feel like the energy is very yin and like very quiet and yet still strong, still very definitely showing its strength because it's creating results. So yeah. So I think for this week, just focusing on how we can display gentle strength within our relationships, especially if we can still be gentle and also reaching out and being like the king of cups, like being proactive about really nurturing our relationships and yet still being gentle and very coming at it in a more like loving and showing power in a more loving way, and also seeing like if there's a decision or these decisions to be made or a situation that's not making you feel good, or maybe even a relationship or some kind of contractual thing is not making you feel good, like how can we break this down? How can we see this and be really analytical about it? And also just having hope and being grounded and getting, for me, like I said, getting back out to nature and really kind of re-energizing. So if you would like a reading from me, a personal reading from me, I do FaceTime, Skype, in-person, phone, and email. You can check out woopotarot.com. And I would love to hear from you. And if you have any questions, please comment below. I definitely would love to start a conversation. So thank you so much, and I hope you have a great week.